Good morning. For our next episode of Traveling with Exercise Dr. Sue's, we have moved to the rainforest in Belize. This is right in front of our room. There's a beautiful little pond right behind us, and hopefully you can hear some of the background noises. I'm not sure if they're going to pick up since I'm mic'd, but there's beautiful birds and then the sounds of the pond, and just so much beauty in this country to be enjoyed. Today I have a lower body stretch mobility routine for you. So again, as always, stable chair, preferably without armrests. And if you're in your wheelchair, go ahead and lock those brakes and then take off your armrests if you can. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump in. We're going to get started here with a little bit of ankle range of motion. So up onto your toes, we're going to do heel raises. And as always, I'm sitting up tall, my core is engaged. And then let's lift the toes up. It's okay if there isn't a lot of range of motion here. Just lift those toes up as far as you can. This is really important for walking, for your balance, to make sure that your feet clear the ground as you take steps so that you're not tripping all over the place all the time. All right, good. Now we're going to stretch those calves. So you're going to push one foot back, keep the other foot planted flat on the ground. Let me show you from the side here. So put that back, and I'm going to kind of push my heel kind of wherever you can get it close to the ground. Push your heel to the ground, and then put a little pressure through your hands. Once you put the pressure, try and relax your shin muscles, your toes, and just push down through your leg here with your hands. Good. Switch sides. Bring that foot back a little bit. Actively push with your leg. Now passively push that leg using your arms and relax your leg once you are into a stretch. Again, this is helpful in achieving that ground clearance. If your ankle here has good range of motion, that's going to help that muscle come up off the ground when you're walking. Good. Okay. And let's kick one leg out in front of you. And you're just going to bring your foot forward, back here. If you are wearing shoes, pick your foot up off the ground a little bit. If you're not, then you can keep your heel on the ground and move that foot up and down. Working through your full range of motion, whatever that looks like for you. And switch sides. Okay, go ahead and keep that foot out there. Now we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So stretching the back of the thigh here. Keep that foot out. Bring your toes back towards your nose, knees straight. And we're going to hinge forward at the hips. So what that looks like is my trunk stays vertical. My trunk stays straight, I guess we should say, as I bend forward, as opposed to this. Okay, so the difference in that is that the hamstring muscle on the back of the thigh attaches to your pelvis. So if you round out your back, your pelvis stays in exactly the same position. But if you hinge forward at the hips, the pelvis actually rotates, and where that hamstring attaches, now we can pull that hamstring taut even further there. So lean into this stretch a little bit, hinge at the hips, feel that stretching in through the back of your thigh. If you feel this all the way down into your toes, if you're feeling a numbness into your toes, that means you're getting more resistance from your nerves in the back of your leg. Just relax your foot a little bit, see if that goes away. If it's still an issue, bend the knee just a little bit. And you may even find that at that point you need to hinge a little bit deeper into the stretch to feel it in the back of the thigh. Switch sides. So I'm going to do the version with a slight bend in my knee, toes relatively relaxed but not flat on the ground, and then I'm hinging forward at my hips until I feel that stretch in the back of my thigh. Good. Okay, now we're going to move into the hips. So put your right ankle over top your left knee, and then just let your right knee fall down towards the ground. Now, if you're here, this is the position that you can get into, that's fine. Just gently push. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable in the hip, but I want you to just gently push down until you feel that stretch. As you do this class, hopefully every day, your knee will be able to fall further and further down. You can get a deeper stretch. Okay, so just gently push. Your direction of your push is kind of at a downward angle. So downward here, gently push. Good. And then switch sides. I'm still vertical through the trunk here, core is engaged. This is a great stretch for you if you have trouble putting on your socks and shoes. You can see how once I'm able to get into this position, it's a lot easier for me to put on my socks and shoes if I've lost some of that trunk mobility and I can't reach down to my feet and put them on, or if I've lost stability and I can't stand and put them on. This would be an option, but you need good hip mobility in order to get there. Okay, now let's again just kind of go through a little more ankle mobility. So you're going to do circles. You're going to go one direction. So right now I'm going counterclockwise, just a full circle through your available range of motion. There's a couple of ducks playing in the pond. I don't know if you can see them or hear them. Hopefully they don't attack me. I just saw that white one fan its wings. They might be joining our video. Switch directions with the ankle circles. So now I'm going clockwise here, keeping an eye on that duck. All right, good. And then we're going to switch. So put your other leg back up. Let's do some ankle circles with this foot. Good. Switch directions. Okay, now we're going to go into our next hip stretch. So you're going to pull the knee in towards your opposite shoulder, so we're at an angle here. If you don't feel much of a stretch, your next option is to rotate your trunk a little bit, opposite direction. Okay, so I'm opening up my shoulders, pulling that in, so that's just intensifying the stretch in my hip as I've really got kind of maximal torsion on that muscle, maximal tension on that muscle. This also might give you a little bit of a stretch through the shoulders, even through your low back. So rotate as comfortable as you feel. If you don't want to rotate your trunk at all, just really try and hug that knee in towards your opposite shoulder. Good. Switch sides. These ducks are very active back here. I hope you can see them. Beautiful. Okay, last move here is an active hip range of motion exercise, kind of working into that range of motion that you just gained through the hip stretches. Okay, so you're going to lift one foot up off the ground. You're going to bring that foot in and out. So what we're working here is that rotation of that femur, that thigh bone in that hip socket. Okay, so in, out. Good. If your leg is getting tired, take a break at any point. And this is slow, just working through that entire range of motion. Good. Okay, and then let's switch to the other side. Last move here. As you do this move, your range will improve as well. So please, my encouragement to you, let's go ahead and be done here. Last one. Good. My encouragement to you is that you do this class as well as the upper body and neck mobility class every morning. So that's going to give you about 20 to 25 minutes of range of motion, active stretching exercises to do in the morning to just kind of loosen up your body and get you going for the day. So if you do these every day, you will notice improvements. You will feel better. You will move better. You'll function better throughout the day. Okay, so please continue doing these things. My encouragement, continue to move, be active. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Traveling with Exercise Dr. Seuss, and I'll see you next time.